Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. If you're new around here, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything, and please like the stream. Today's video is about another midfield target for Tottenham Hotspur. We know what's going on with Morgan Gibbs-White. We know what's going on there, but a lot of noise in the last 48, 72 hours about Tottenham Hotspur reigniting interest that they've previously had in Hayden Hackney of Middlesbrough. Now, I can hear the noise right now. I can hear a lot of people going, oh, it's underwhelming. Oh, it's dreadful. Oh, it's like Archie Gray all over again. And P.S., this is the guy I would have had instead of Archie Gray last year. But we're going to look into it because just who is Hayden Hackney? Why did Tottenham want him? And I put out a poll this morning, believe it or not, in my live show where I said, I put out a poll saying, would you want Hayden Hackney to sign for Tottenham? And it was split 50-50. There was 1,400 votes, 50-50 on people that would either want him to sign or not. So this makes it very interesting. And every Tottenham transfer seems to be like this, isn't it? It doesn't matter whether it's Kudus, doesn't matter if it's Morgan Gibbs-White, if it's Hayden Hackney, Archie Gray, whoever it may be. We're always split. Now, I'm not saying there's been any concrete bids. We're hearing little rumours that Spurs have asked Middlesbrough and Middlesbrough have given their price. I don't know. I'm just here to talk about what's being reported, and I'll let you guys make up your own mind, and I'll offer my opinion throughout this video. But what do we know about Hayden Hackney? Now, let me start off before we look at his Wikipedia and his transfer market and his FB ref stats. I'll let you know where I am with this from the get-go. I don't like to be contradictory. This is where I am. I like Hayden Hackney. I do. As I said, this is the guy I would have signed instead of spending the 35-40 million on Archie Gray. He's a bit further down the line in his development. He's just turned 23 years of age in June. He's an England under-21 international, and he is the main man at Middlesbrough, who could have been promoted this year but didn't quite get promoted. He's making good noises. There's apparently a lot of clubs that are interested in him. The likes of Newcastle have been linked in recent months. Man United have been linked. Brighton have been linked. So I expect that this boy, whether it's Tottenham Hotspur or someone else, will get a good move to the Premier League. Now, I don't want to be contradictory. I'm not saying, oh my God, this is my number one target. This is everything that I've dreamed of. I love him. He has to be the number one midfield target. I'm not saying that. I know that bit will be completely ignored by many, but I'm just saying I like him. I think he's a good footballer. He's a deep-lying player who can get the ball, drive forward. He's got a real good ability to drive past players and then pick out a pass. He's got a very good passing range. But the question mark is obviously going to be, but he's only done it in the Championship. And I completely get it. And of course, there's a risk. Of course, there is. There's always a risk. But look at players like Andy Robertson. Came out the Championship straight into Liverpool. Dele Alli from MK Dons into Tottenham. Jared Bowen from Hull into West Ham. Lewis Keane Potter straight into Brentford. There's so many examples. Now, there are loads of examples as well of players that don't have that impact. You could say a really good example of a positive impact is Adam Wharton, another player that Spurs are linked with, that people right now will be saying, no, don't get Hackney. Go and spend 80, 90 million on Wharton. And I'll flip this and say, well, if 18 months ago when Palace signed Wharton, Tottenham had signed him, our fan base would have been in uproar. Our fan base would be sitting there right now saying, why on earth have we signed this kid from Blackburn? Who is he? What does he do? Can he cope in the Premier League? Now, yes, people have suggested today that the difference is that the level at Palace isn't as good as Spurs, and the responsibility isn't there. The pressure isn't there. But Adam Wharton joined a team that was still in danger of getting relegated, turned himself into their main man in midfield, and broke into the England squad within 6 months. Now, 18 months later, we're all sitting there going, this is the guy. And I just got a feeling that if Hayden Hackney doesn't come to Spurs, I've got a feeling he will go to another club and he will be in that England squad in no time at all. I think he's a very good footballer. Now, when I say no time at all, that could be 6 months, that could be 3 years, I don't know. But it's what we do, isn't it? We do this a lot. We see players like this go to Brentford, go to Bournemouth, go to Brighton, go to Palace, and we say, oh, the Spurs scouting team, terrible. How did we let this guy go? We should be buying Hayden Hackney. This is the year 2027, right? We should be buying Hayden Hackney for 70, 80 million. But I also understand that we are in need of some ready-made experience right now. So as I said, please bear in mind, I like Hayden Hackney. I'd be happy for Spurs to sign him. It doesn't mean I don't want any other midfielders. For me, this boy is miles better than Papa Sarr and much better than Archie Gray. So for me, I think he gets in. But what do we know about Hayden Hackney? And please take it for what I've said. Yeah. I think we need a top midfielder to go in there. And I think we need someone like Hayden Hackney that's coming through. Yeah. But I do think he's good enough to play first team football in the Premier League. I do. I think he's a very good footballer. Now, what do we know about Hayden Hackney? Let's have a look at his transfer market page. Well, we know that he's just turned 23 on June the 26th. His position they've got down here as a defensive midfielder, and he's got 13 caps for the England under-21s. His last cap was the semi-final for England in the Euros, and he's assisted the goal for Harvey Elliott, if I remember rightly. What do we know here? It says here that he can play defensive midfield as a main priority, and then his other positions is he can play central midfield and attacking midfield. We can see there he's got 2 years left on his contract. If we look down there, 2 years left on his contract, which is going to be interesting. What would Middlesbrough want for him? Now, Middlesbrough, we don't know if they're not in any financial trouble. What do? Do they turn around and say, we want 40? You paid 40 for Gray, we want 40. I don't know. That's a number I've just got in my head for some reason. Transfer market are valuing him at 12 million euros, but I can assure you right now that Middlesbrough are not going to let him go for 12 million euros. But this is what we know about Hayden Hackney from his transfer market page. Let's have a look. We can see here that in his time, he's been on loan at Scunthorpe and then played for the Borough under-21s and then made it as a breakthrough into the Middlesbrough full team. And as you can see here, current rumours, Crystal Palace and Man United, but I'm hearing that Tottenham are interested as well. So I'm not saying this is going to happen. You can see here he's had 99 games in the Championship, 9 goals, which is 1 in 10. I wouldn't expect anything really different from a defensive midfielder, if I'm honest. 7 assists as well. He's played in League Two 28 times, under 18 Premier Leagues, yada, 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 yada. So in total, he's got 226 games under his belt, but realistically, 99 in the Championship, 8 in the EFL Cup, 5 in the FA Cup. So, listen, he's got some experience now, but obviously not at the top level. Now, let's see what Wikipedia say about him, shall we? Because I always find it interesting to see what Wikipedia have him down as his style. Hopefully you can all see that. There we go. So if we actually look at what Wikipedia are saying, we can see again, 23 years of age, 13 caps down to 21s that we knew. And you can see here that the style of plays is Hackney plays as a central midfielder, often plays as a deep lying playmaker due to his ability and possession of the ball. Now, this is something that when I've watched Hayden Hackney, I've noticed that he is very good in possession of the ball. He's also very good with his passing. And I think it's rare to find people with both. Some people want to get rid of it quickly. He's happy to be in possession. He's happy to drive forward with the ball and shield it. And he's also happy to pass the ball, which is very rare. Now, I know from looking at this screen, most people would just be shouting at their TV screen or their tablet or their phone and saying, yeah, but none of it's Premier League. I'm just going to ask you to remember all the players that we've said we missed out on because we didn't take the chance. And I think this boy's a very good footballer indeed. Now, the last thing I'll show you, if we look at his FB ref stats. I think there's some interesting reading there. If we have a look, here's Hayden Hackney stats. You could see there the green for all of these stats. Hang on, let me just blow that up a tiny bit. Bear with me 1 second, people. If I blow that up and put that to there, we can see that should be a little bit better for you all. We can see there that his non-penalty goals, look at the percentile in green there. 80%, 77%, 94%, 78, 78, 92, 97, 99, 97. So his stats from that standpoint are very, very encouraging. Now, listen, guys and girls, I'm just saying I like him as a footballer. I'm not saying Spurs have to go 2 for now to get him. I wouldn't be disappointed if we do get him, though. For me, as I said, I'll take him over Sarr. I'll take him over Gray. I think he's much better than both of them as a footballer. Yes, Sarr's got a wonderful engine, but I do question him as an actual footballer. Gray, I'm not going to get into it. You all know my thoughts. But Tottenham Hotspur, we do need some experience as well. However, has anyone noticed that we seem to be targeting a lot of players now who are homegrown? And that could be a factor with Hayden Hackney. So without everyone losing their minds, just having a sensible conversation, what do we think? And don't just say he's rubbish if you've not seen him play. If you've not seen him play, I respect those more that say, I've not seen him play, rather than people going, he's rubbish, he's at Middlesbrough. It just doesn't make sense. Let me know your thoughts. Interesting topic. We're going to be linked to a lot of players. We'll see how it goes. As I said, please hit the notification bell. Please like the stream. And please do subscribe as we chase down 20,000 subscribers. Take care. Much love. I'll be back at 6 p.m. for Savra and Perchi, the What Are We Doing Here podcast. Until then, come on, you Spurs.